to find my control. I have my TV on. Okay, I turned that down. Hi everybody, what you doing? It's December 4th already, 2023. It's 11:35. And there's Tilly. Hey, hello Tilly. She's busy watching what I'm doing. Which is this. Okay, this is my floor loom. This shelf unit does not come with the floor loom. I made this myself. I removed the levers that were up here that makes you would move the levers with the numbers that are corresponding with your whatever pattern you've got. My pattern is right here, so I'm gonna stick that over there. Let me put that away for a minute. I love to keep a color chart. You can get a color chart anywhere, really. At your paint store or online, or you know what I mean. It's easy peasy to get a color chart. You could buy them. It comes with a book. You can get them from a book as well. I like to keep a color chart close by me. That's a good place right there. So I can see what colors for threading, whatever you need your color chart for. That's really important to have a color chart of what you're doing, especially if you're creating a pattern. So I'll put my color chart right there so I can see if I'm going to use dark purple or white. I also have mirrors so I can look under my pattern to see what I'm doing. But today I'm doing straight tabby. And we all know what tabby is. I'm pretty sure you've all done it, where it's just going over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. You're weaving your thread in. But instead of doing it by hand, which I have done, that was my first loom. It was a I forget which company it was called. I think it was Ashford. It was an Ashford, just a plain old stand-up loom. Now they're all fancy smancy, so you can get them real fancy smancy now. But if you're interested in weaving, that is a good way to start with a simple loom, and then you'll get to learn how to loom. Like I said, I removed the levers. I used to move them up and down, but it was really hard on my arms and my back. So what I did was I converted this loom into a floor loom, which means I can move my levers down here, which was an added expense. So you buy what you need to make it easier for you. The next thing you buy are the bobbins if you're going to use a bolt shuttle. When I bought this bolt shuttle, I got it with a good deal. It came with 2 bobbins, and then I bought another one. So I got 3 bobbins. I plan to buy another bolt shuttle from the company that I bought this from. This is another type of shuttle. And then I have a 24-inch one, 2 of them that came with this loom when I purchased the loom. This is called a table loom. It comes with heddles. You have to assemble it yourself. There's a lot of videos on how to assemble this. It's a 4-shaft. I didn't want the 2-shaft. Well, I don't think it came with 2 shafts. That's a different loom. I'm sorry. But it came with the 4-shaft. They have them in 8-shaft. They have them in 16. I see no need for me to upgrade to anything but a 4-shaft. I love the 4-shaft. It's wide enough. It's over 25 inches wide. You could stretch it to 26, but don't do that, because then you're talking about really having it tight here. So I moved my reed over just a little bit because Um, I do my do my warp totally different. There's a lot of different ways you can add your warp to your loom. So you find the way that's going to suit you best. The one thing I wish that Ashford would have done was had a little type of little, how can I say it, something here for your boat shuttle, so you could slide it through. I mean, really, I really don't understand why they don't have a kit for that. I seen somebody with the same company. I think it's Lofty Fibers that somebody had created. I don't know if they sell it separate, maybe they do, but it was actually a little thing right here where you can put your boat shuttle through, which is awesome because I don't know how many times I got my boat shuttle. So I'll give you a quick overview on how I do this. So let me get my camera set up. I'm gonna fold my there's several ways I can do this, but I'm gonna fold it this way so you could see the actual how everything goes. I'll move this back some. Okay, that's my table. Can't do that. Let me see. There's something else I can do here. Oh, and I also bought books. Buy books, by the way. So it teaches you how to do a lot of different. My first loom was a little tiny one like that, and I gave it to my granddaughter. So really learned a lot with the little one, which just was a basic head loom. And then I upgraded to the floor loom. Well, this is a table loom, but I converted to a floor loom. Buy books. They're really important too, so you can understand what you're doing and create a whole lot of different projects. Okay, there we go. I think that's a little bit better. And that way, let's see. Oh, can't see very much that way. Okay, now you can see not all of them, but you can see basically the 4 threadles. Let's see. And my reed and my beater. This is the beater. This is the reed. Beater, reed. You need a good light so you can see what you're doing. I'm going to see if I can turn this light a little. There we go. That looks much better. Okay, now I'm going to add a new color. So I'm doing a tabby. A tabby is 1, 2. So I have my feet on threadle 1 and 2. And I'm adding the yarn. Some people use yarn. This is 2-ply cotton thread. So you see I added the last piece that I cut, and now I'm inserting pink. So I'm going to insert pink, and I want to insert it in the pink area so it hides that. Now I'm going to go to tabby 3, 4. It opens up the shed. Let me show you what they call this shed, where it opens up this area here. You can see it where my ruler is at. You see how that opens up the shed? And that's pretty big. Let me tell you, that's a pretty big shed. So I opened up my shed so I can add the boat shuttle. I didn't need any floater. That's a whole different thing, but I'll show you that some other time. So I'm diagonally, let's see, there it goes. That's much, much better. I'm adding the thread diagonally. Now I'm going to place my foot on 1, 3, and beat. Now I'm going to my boat shuttle in again. This time from left to right, right to left. diagonal, place my foot on 3, 4, and bring my weft. That's what that's called. I'm wefting the thread in. Like I said, back in the days, you would have to individually go in each and every single thread to literally get a basic pattern. But this is tabby. I want to make it easy because I want to make some kitchen towelettes. Now I'm going to 1, 3, and beat. So my shed is open for the next pass through of the weft. And 3, 4, and beat. 1, 3. 3, 4. 1, 3. 1, 2. 1, 3. I'm sorry. 3, 1, 2. Oops. I don't want this hanging. I'm going to go back to 3, 4. I didn't go all the way. You see that? You don't want that. So I'm taking it out and pulling it just a tad. Now I go to 1, 3. I'm giving it a nice good beat. Holding the other side. 3, 4. I mean 2, 4. Oh, the numbers go. Oh. And I purchased a table stand for this, which is very expensive. Everything I bought for this beautiful loom was expensive. Really good birch wood, by the way. Very expensive. It took me, I believe, 2 years to save the money to pay for this. I actually purchased what they call the Loom, which is a different loom. It's also by Ash. It's also, I forget what company it is, but it was the Louette. I believe that's also from the Ashley company. And then I got an email saying that there were so much supply and demand that it wasn't going to arrive for 3 months. And I said, 3 months? And my heart was set on this one. So I gave them, at that time, I think it was $490 something. So I told them, can I speak to somebody in customer service? And they said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to cancel the order, but I also want to take that money on credit and place it on another loom. And she says, I don't know if we can do that. I said, that's why I would like to talk to customers. So she says, let me see if I can, what I can do for you. She says, normally we just give you your money back, and you can buy a loom when you have the money. And I made a mistake. Okay. So she got back on the phone after like no more than a minute or two, and she told me, yes, we can do that. It can't be a real expensive loom. It has to be one that's going to be more or less in the same price range you were gonna spend on this one. And I told her, you have the Ashford the table loom on sale right now, and can I take that credit, which was $495, and place it on the Ashford loom, which was $1,500 at the time. I think now it doesn't even cost that much. I think now they're $900, almost $1,000. And she says, well, that's still 2 times as much. And I said, listen, when I I will pay for it. Believe me, I will send you $400 in cash every money order every month. You just gotta, trust me. Like I said, because you take my credit and my money, and if I don't pay. So she went back on the phone. I don't know who she talked to, but she got back on the phone. She says, "Okay, but you have to pay, like you said, every month, and every time you pay." It'll be on a credit. It won't show. Well, anyway, the thing is, she accepted. So every month I was giving them four. That was 8 plus the 4, and then on the third month I paid it all of it. And I was so excited. It was like something I wanted. It was like, I believe, meant to happen. I just had to be very patient and wait for 3 months. But it was the 3 months, and it arrived. I was like, oh, it's here. The thing happened when I had put it all together. I didn't realize how hard it was going to be to create the, what do they call that? To add I had to figure a way how to create the warping, because I didn't have a warping board. So I had to create a warping board on my own using some chair legs, but it worked. Then having to take that warp and place it on this was time consuming, and I didn't know any patterns because I didn't have a book, so I just did tabby. The first ones I did was tabby for almost a year. And what else? Looking on the internet and seeing how other people create patterns with a tabby, and I said, oh, you can make patterns. I didn't know that. So I started creating a lot of stuff, and I've had this loom now, I believe it's over 10 years now, and it has brought me so much joy. I have made a blanket. I have made a vest. I gave it to somebody. I made a vest, a lot of pot holders, a lot of kitchen towelettes, a lot of, I made over 4 blankets, which is exciting. You can make your own blanket. And like I said, pot holders and kitchen towelettes. And lots of, what do they call that? Scarves. You can make scarves, table runners, tablecloths. I mean, the sky's the limit. The one thing I like to make is curtains. I just noticed I made a boo-boo. Let me take that out. Making a curtain would be awesome. Your own curtains, lace curtains. Doing a Lennet, I believe it's called Lennet design. I hear my phone. What I did is I created that loop again. And you don't want loops because it'll get caught on something when you're using this. But look how pretty that's turning out. And this is just a basic tabby. Just basic tabby. I do the tabby because it makes a really fast towel. Really beautiful kitchen towels. So that's what I do. And I love the colors. Oh, you gotta buy your yarn. You won't believe it, but this was a pound. A pound of yarn, like of cotton 2-ply, looks like this. And these are like $20-$30, depending on how. The 2-ply is the less expensive. This cost me, I think, $24. If you get a 4-ply, it's going to cost you like almost $40. But you can get a lot done. See, I'm still using it. So I only bought 4 of these. And yes, you have to spend money. You can use yarn, but you have to make sure the yarn doesn't break if you want to place it in your reed, because I've used yarn before and I didn't test them. And that you do the test by pulling it. Pull it and see if it breaks. If it breaks, don't place it on your loom. It's going to break and you're going to have headaches. But if you pull it and it doesn't break and it keeps a good tension, it's really good for blankets. So I've already got my, let's see, and you have to make a tape measure. This is the size of a towel, 23.5 inches. And it's 12.5 inches wide, which is a perfect size for a kitchen towel. So every time I move it up so I can see how many inches I have. So far I've have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 3/4 inch. That's how many. I don't count the rows. I used to count the rows. I don't do that. So when I get to 5, I'm gonna stop and change the thread. But you see how much fun this is? I know I spent a lot of money, but this is my fun. This is my go-to for enjoying life. You know, I'm 70 years old, so I'm enjoying my life. You know, there's nothing more than I do than enjoy my life. I sew, I keep busy, and I always show you what I'm doing. So I hope you're all having a wonderful Monday and you're having fun, enjoying your Monday. God bless. I love you.